What would be one of the biggest myths of being a chartered accountant that you'd like to bust?
Another good question. There are a lot of myths associated with our profession. One being on the ethical side, or the this thing that chartered accountants are meant or supposed to help in saving your taxes, both legally or the other way around. But I would like to add that first, the course or any profession, the chartered accountant, any chartered accountant, once they get that degree and they get that membership number from our institute, which is our alma mater, they are bound by the code of ethics. So someone who's not into practice, he's just qualified as a chartered accountant, even he is supposed to follow a bit of a code of ethics, starting from a bare minimum of not marketing yourself. So when you see someone using the word prefix CA before his name, there are a lot of conditions attached to it before you able to use that CA. So you cannot freely use that word CA before your name. That's one. So a small thing like this, up to going that as a chartered accountant I may have a good practice, but I cannot market myself openly or indirectly as well.
Why is it like that, sir? Why can't you market like so?
So when I come back to the taxation and audit profession, that's a requirement. Once, so okay, let's take it this way. There's, after clearing CA, there are two types of members. One is people who are practicing and giving their signature. So we all have this concept that CA ka sign ka value hai, something like that. So not every chartered accountant by default can sign documents. So after clearing your CA, you need to take up something called certificate of practice, COP, what we call. So not every chartered accountant who clears the final exams can start signing balance sheets, start signing documents and get that recognition. The recognition is restricted to people who are taken COP. So as an auditor, when I am signing balance sheets, first I need to register myself as a certificate of practice with the institute.
Okay.
So once I take that up, I am abided by that. And as an auditor or a consultant, we need to be independent. So when investors rely on a balance sheet and do some investments in a company, or banks rely on the balance sheet while giving loans, so they rely on the auditor's consent or the opinion saying that the balance sheets are true, fair, and done in a proper way, or the figures are acceptable, they are not cooked up or something like that. This is very open language which I am trying to say. It is a bit more concerned. So when I say, coming back to your marketing question, to allow that independence as a chartered accountant, that I would not go beyond or help out my client and help him create some picture. I should remain independent. So one, marketing is not allowed to maintain the independence as an auditor.
Okay.
So I can get clients through mouth publicity. There are limited ways in which I can subtly market myself, but majorly I can go outside. So coming back to the question that how CAs can be perceived, or there's a myth, is that one, we are not just tax planners. This is just very small facet of a chartered accountant. Chartered accountants per se, one, they help the economy by guiding the businesses, take a lot of decisions, help them get finances, then they are around for collection of taxes. The first question where we started, that why taxes are required, is for the continuation of the society, or well-being of the society. Now the government gets a satisfaction that right taxes are coming to me is because there is a intermediary or a chartered accountant who's sitting down with the taxpayer and understanding his finance, guiding him to pay the right taxes. One, and on time. So government just doesn't need money, it needs money on time. So every quarter you pay advance taxes, TDSs. So one, the chartered accountants basically are not just tax savers or tax planners. They help you grow your business. Two, they help you grow your finances. They give you wealth advisory. Then one is arbitration. A lot of chartered accountants into arbitration. Apart from this, all these things, when it comes to the society at large, there are a lot of associations of chartered accountant as a non-profit organizations. I am part of few associations, one of them being Bombay Chartered Accountant Society, then there is Jain Chartered Accountant Federation, there is Chamber of Tax Consultants. and host a huge number of associations across India, locally as well as across India. All these associations are voluntarily working towards development of the profession per se first, by educating the chartered accountants on the complex tax issues and financial literacy. They do a lot of seminars or talks with colleges, schools. A lot of publications are there which guide people around, blogs, internet. There's huge stuff which is done voluntary by chartered accountant. So when I am part of certain associations, I don't draw any salary, and there's a huge time content we give to that association just out of the love of the profession and the society. Simultaneously, these associations also do charities. So these are all charitable trusts. They do a lot of blood donations, help the society at large. So yeah, chartered accountants are not just tax professionals. They do a lot of things beyond that.
And so, like, if you have to advise that upcoming chartered accountant or the person who is interested in this field, what are the ethical pitfalls to avoid, or what a chartered accountant shouldn't do? If there would be like a few points you'd like to tell them.
Great. So with the limited experience what I have gained over last around 15-18 years, and I've been part of certain associations, what I've learned per se is one, avoid the attraction or that of fast money. So once you are a chartered accountant, obviously you get that recognition immediately. So after your results are out, people try to treat you very differently. You would be treated, a bit differently with respect. There would be different approach how people have been coming to you. But avoid the temptation of faster growth. Be consistent. Have a long-term view. You would have a lot of opportunities to yourself in industry, in practice, lot of things. But have a bit of a long-term approach to your career. That's one. Two, the profession or the tag comes with a lot of responsibilities. Once you say something on personal front, on social media, you come out with some videos, you do a lot of stuff, you do a lot of interactions at social gatherings. That would come with a tag कि एक CA ने बोला था, मेरे को एक CA मिला था, उसने ऐसा बोला था, एक CA ने ऐसे पोस्ट किया था, which comes out with some authority saying that अगर CA बोल रहा है तो सही होगा. So whatever you are, your interactions should now be filtered. That's two. And third, be independent. As I said, not just if you are an auditor, but if you are consulting a firm, there's a huge trust which the businesses give to your opinions. Definitely, you should come up or live up to your tag of CA.
Yeah, don't have a hidden agenda.
Very important to do that. Yeah, very important to do that. You would grow, you would get good opportunities. There are a host of work which is available. Currently, there are 4 to 5 lakhs of chartered accountants across India. So you can understand the scarcity or the limited species which it is. Yeah. So there's a huge opportunity. There's no dearth of work. If you give good services, your services will be your marketing tool. Rather than actually going out and saying something that I am able to do that, your services, what you give to your clients, will get you new clients. Yeah. So yes, have a long-term perspective and live up to your profession.
Yeah, like you beautifully put it, sir. Having a long-term perspective is so important because there's no shortcut for goodwill. Yes. Right? You might get 1-2 good projects and you might ace it in that. लेकिन आप third project में excited होके if you mess it up, then it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah. We've seen there are once we have come up to this issue, there have been a lot of news around chartered accountants in last few years. So if you come across any kind of a scam, a fraud, or some kind of financial issue or financial non-compliance, the first one who's being blamed for right or wrong reason, I would not defend someone, but the first one to be blamed would be the chartered accountant. So if we've seen a lot of huge value scams coming up in the newspaper, if you are looking at the names of the accused, apart from the ones who are directly involved, could be the founders or the directors, there's always this name of the auditor. Yeah. We may not know the right facts of the cases, but by default, the auditor would be tagged because there's a huge responsibility and the liability which the government and the citizens are given to a chartered accountant. Right. कि भाई आप हो तो आपको ध्यान रखना है. You cannot go away with just saying that I had to do. Though that comes with riders that the auditors are not supposed to know everything. We have a concept of test check inbuilt in our processes. So as an auditor, we review it not in detail but in an overall perspective, and we take our satisfaction out of what is reported to us. So not always if something wrong happens, the auditor is responsible or is part of connivance with the founders. A lot of times there are auditors who have been good at their work, they have documented it well. Still, being a person who is part of the signatory, you are liable. So if you are looking out for this course, you have to do your bit very diligently. The institute has given very specific instructions on how audit is to be done, how returns are to be. There are standards on accounting, there are standards on auditing. If you follow diligently those, and if you've done your stuff, documentation, barring the initial challenges of, if something goes wrong, in a long term you would be saved if you have documented well on these fronts.
So you're the police of the finance world.
Definitely, yes. We are, there's a term called watchdog.
Yeah.
So we are not bloodhounds. We are watchdogs of the economy. We are there to point out that there is something going wrong. But we are not supposed to investigate in deep dive because there are separate agencies to do that. But yes, as a chartered accountant, it's upon us to definitely point out and kind of bark out saying that, okay, something wrong is going on. Please, report it, or, go here and just find out what's wrong here.
Yeah.